Right. Well, good morning, everyone. It's Friday morning QiGong. It is a sunny day in Hexham on the 16th of May. So just welcome to this session and just setting your intention for your practice today. So just standing in the Wuji stance, find your center, forwards, backwards, side to side, tuck the tailbone under the chin in. Allow the arms to come round. Just be soft and relaxed and allow the breath to come into the belly and out through the mouth, letting go of the day, letting go of any concerns. Let's start with a slight bounce. So just bouncing into the knees. Let the tailbone bounce down towards the earth. And let the chin roll in so that the crown is facing up towards the sky. Let the arms be soft, so you're just letting go in the shoulders. Let the elbows bounce, the knees bounce. Let go of any tension in the wrists, the hands. Big belly breath in, exhale. This is really good to let go of, it could be physical tension in the body. So say you've got an area that you know is a problem for you, or that you know that the tension goes to. Just saying to yourself to let go to those areas as you're doing this. Let's imagine sunlight shining on those areas, allowing it to melt and relax. They say turning ice into water, water into vapor, and vapor into life force energy. That's what the Taoists say. So we're melting any tension in the body to allow the chi to flow through the channels. Maybe just have a little bit of a turn as you're shaking. Big belly breath in, and then just exhaling, imagining smoke perhaps coming out through the mouth, a smoky colour. So we're also letting go of any emotions, any lower vibration emotions, negative emotions, because emotions cause it's more than 80% of illnesses. So the Taoists knew this, and therefore they worked on releasing negative emotions from the body, transforming them into the positive vibration. So, okay, and then just give your hands a little bit of a shake out, palms down towards the earth, palms up. And it also helps to sort of let go of thinking. We're getting on a loop with thought. It's actually really clearing exercise to do. Couple more deep breaths, exhale, let go of the old, let go of any old patterns of thinking, old habits, tension, any emotions that might belong to other people, or you might just want to let go of anything that's holding you back. Okay, and then we'll take our legs a little bit wider. Okay, knees are soft, turning from the hips and the waist. And this is called knocking on the door of life. So just taking deep breaths in. Let your arms bounce off your belly and your back. So we're welcoming the blackbirds into the garden today, because whenever I come out in the morning, just give them a few sultanas or raisins, and I forgot last week, so they were chirping away. Anyway, you might see them swooping in and landing on this post behind me. Lovely. And then bring in the front hand just underneath the collarbone, just to activate the lungs. So you're just making a loose fist, and you're just tapping on that little hollow, just where the sort of the shoulder joint joins onto the upper part of the chest. Again, keep your breathing soft and deep and slow and gentle and continuous. Lovely. And then we'll just come back to the lower back again, and then lowering it down. And we'll do one more just to let go of any tension that we might be holding in the neck and the shoulders. It's called the arm drop. So you breathe in, arms come up to shoulder height. You breathe out, turn to your left. Arms, one hand comes up, one hand goes behind. Back to the center. breathe out and you go the other way. And then we just get a bit of momentum. So you breathe in, bend the knees. And again, just bring your awareness to the shoulders, the neck area, the jaw, the face, and just visualize letting go. So it's letting go down into through the fingertips, down into the earth to be recycled. And then just slowing it down again. It can sort of get the heart rate going a little bit. And we'll do one more clearing exercise. It's called Tiger Clears the Way. You make claws with your hands. So you breathe in, your arms come up towards the sky. As you breathe out, you bend your knees, hands come beside the knees. Straighten your knees, hands come behind you. Bend your knees, hands back to the knees, and then back up again. But we use the momentum. I'll just turn to the side so you can see. So it's a deep breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out. And the arms slightly go out to the side. So imagine a mama tiger and she's in the long grass and she's clearing the path for her cubs. Tiger clears the way. But what we're doing is, we're energetically clearing out any emotional tension in the body, clearing out physical tension, warming up the body, strengthening the legs. Good for the low back as well. And just slowing it down. Quite a nice one just to kind of get the blood moving, the chi, the circulation. And there's another tiger one. This time we take our claws. Imagine that we're pulling out negative emotions that are held in the organs of the body. The Taoists said that that's where we store negative emotions. Exhale. Squat down as low as is comfortable for you. Inhale, using your claws, draw out any negative emotions that are held in the 5 yin organs of the body. Inhale. And the emotions can be fear, sadness, anger, rumination, worry, and sort of anxiety, hatred. So we're just wanting to transform them to increase our vibration. This is called the tiger. Kids love doing this, but I think adults do too. One more. Lovely. And then just bring the backs of the hands together so we'll stretch out the shoulders and neck a little bit. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, round. Inhale. Taking your hands up the center, making a big circle. Inhale up. Exhale, round. Inhale up. Exhale, round. And then arms going up and out and round. And then a little shrug. Up and out and round. And then a little shoulder shrug. Up and out and round and a shrug. And then backward, up and forwards this time. And then a forward shrug. Up and out and round and a forward shrug. One more. Just check in with how you're feeling after just doing those first few exercises. Oh, energy can shift quite quickly. So it's nice just to keep checking in with yourself just to notice what was the effect of the exercise I've just done. So, okay, we'll do one more just to warm up a few, the shoulders and the hips, the lower back. It's called double arm spirals. So if you bring both hands up to shoulder height, you feel like you're never going to get this, and then it's actually quite straightforward. So the hips are going to go backwards and forwards like that. And the arms, keep your hands facing upwards. It's called double arm spirals or double arm teacups. Imagine you've got two teacups resting on your palms, and the palms are going to stay up the whole time, even when your arms go backwards. So you bring your hands in front, then you bend the elbows, keep the palms facing uppermost, bend the hands back, hips go back, hips start to come forward, sort of spiral your arms as far as you can in front of you, and then making two big circles up towards the sky. Don't worry if you drop a little bit of tea at this point, because we're just practicing. But when you get really good, you can practice in the summer when you have afternoon tea and strawberries and cream. So taking your arms back, and the breathing is inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you go back. But for now, you might just want to focus on what your arms are doing. I'll go sideways just in case that helps. Inhale round, exhale back. But it's quite nice because you're getting 2 for 1 in this one. You're getting a lovely sort of expansion in the shoulder joints, putting the shoulders through all their movements, of which there are about 6. Forwards, backwards, out to the side, rotation in and out. You know, they're really mobile joints, and we don't often do that on a daily basis. And then it's nice for the hips and the lower back. And you can't help but smile a little bit when you do this one. Lovely. Inhale round, exhale down. Lovely. And just give your hands a little bit of a shake out. And I think we're ready to go into our flow. So the whole purpose of doing warm-ups is to get the chi to flow, to stop, relax any tension in the body. Yeah, just to allow the chi to flow so that we can feel it when we do our flowing exercises. So the first one we'll just start with today is called Open the Flow, and your hips go back like they've just done in that last exercise, and then your arms float up to shoulder height, and then they come back down again. So it's just a gentle inhale, float your hands up, exhale, float the hands down. So, and you're sort of feeling this undulation in your spine. In QiGong, all the movements really are like water. So when QiGong was developed, it was taken from nature. How does nature move? Nature just flows. So thinking about the water flowing down a mountain, there's nothing that is going to stop it, no obstacle, unless it was right the way across, but it just goes over stones and just constantly moves. And they say also in QiGong that the soft overcomes the hard. So think about water sort of smoothing out pebbles, stones, mountains. So the soft overcomes the hard, and that's something that we can have in our bodies as well. Sort of relaxed, gentle movements, flow, soft breathing, relaxed mind, calm emotions. It melts any tension in the body wherever we're holding it. So that's quite a nice one to think about. The soft overcomes the hard. So just thinking about that watery movement, just coming up through the legs, through the spine. Maybe even like a little waterfall, so coming up the back and then sending it down the front of the body. And these calm movements help to gently increase the yin in the body. And most of us are too yang. So we're just increasing our relaxation capacity. Okay. So from here, we'll move into our 5 elements flow for the 5 yin organs, which represent the 5 elements that make up everything. So the first one's called Buddha holds up the earth. You bring the arms round, inhale, float the hands up, direct your palms into the lungs, and then spiral the arms, the hands up towards the sky. Imagine that you're spiraling, gathering the universal energy, direct that into the lungs, and then bring the hands face up again. The breathing is inhale, float the hands up, pause at the lungs, and then exhale, float the hands down. And for all the flowing movements, the suggestion is that you breathe in and out through the nose, unless, of course, you know, you've got a cold and you can't do that. Inhale, floating up. So this helps to charge up or increase the vibration of the lungs or the metal element. I think metal, that doesn't really make sense, but metal is the manifestation of air, because all the elements have to be in manifest form and air isn't manifest. So, you know, the lungs are linked in with the minerals. You know, think about the minerals in the earth, and then the oxygen, the carbon dioxide. So that's why it's sort of known as the metal element. It's also linked in with the large intestine. So the lungs bring air in and they let air out. The large intestine eliminates waste out of the body. And the skin is also a huge organ of elimination. So these three parts of us are all linked in with the metal element. So if you have a problem with any of those, it could be that there's an imbalance with the metal element in your body. It's linked with the season of autumn. It's all about purification, letting go, and the emotions that can get stuck in the lungs are sadness and grief, depression. So we're just trying to clear them with movement. And then we're going to move from the metal element, autumn, to the winter element. The water element is linked with the kidneys. Arms come round, roll up through the spine, bring your arms to the collarbone, and then expanding out. Okay, I'll show you from the side. So the hips go back, you curl up through the spine, and then expand through the heart, the chest, the breastbone. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale as you go around. So we've now moved to the kidneys, the deepest part of the body. They're the yin organ. They're also linked with the bladder, which is the yang organ. Linked with the water element, and the water always goes to those deepest parts of the body. The kidneys sort of help to control or nourish the bones, and they call it the marrow in Chinese medicine. It's the brain, the spinal cord. So if there's a problem, say, with the kidneys, you know, it can affect our memory, our bones, our joints. And the emotions that are linked with the kidneys are fear, feeling insecure. It's like you've lost your foundation, you just can't feel settled. It might be that you've run out of money, or you've become homeless, or you're having to move house. You know, and I suppose in the Ayurvedic system, it's linked with the root chakra. So we've really got to have all this in place. Our foundations need to be stable and secure for us to feel peace and tranquility. So we're trying to transform the negative emotions. We call them negative, it's just a lower vibration. The lower vibration of fear, insecurity, panic attacks, phobias. We're clearing that so that we can feel peace and tranquility. And that is our natural, this is how we are meant to feel. We're meant to feel peaceful and gentle and tranquil. So we've got all these, you know, fantastic emotions. When we lift up all the veils, all the layers, we can kind of polish everything so that we feel these shiny, gorgeous emotions. So just restoring peace and tranquility in the body. Inhaling, exhaling. One more. Just imagine that beautiful, sparkling blue water coming up through the soles of the feet, into the kidneys, into up the spinal cord, into the brain, really cleansing you, purifying you. There's no space anymore for the negative emotions. And then bringing your hands back round, it's called lower embrace the tree. Just go inside for a moment, just take some deep breaths. And then we're going to go into the wood elements. We've gone from winter to the wood element, to wood, to the spring. This is for the liver and gallbladder on your right-hand side. The liver is the yin organ and the gallbladder is the yang organ. So we're going to now nourish and support the liver. So arms stay exactly where they are. Knees are a little bit soft. Just check your alignment again. Turn from your belly so that the belly faces the side. And then imagine you're a tree. This is called tree sways in the wind. We're going to draw energy up. So minerals and water either side of your trunk, or either side of your ribs, all the way up to the crown of your head. Fingertips point down towards the crown point, turning back again. And then you open up like a canopy of a tree. Back to lower, embrace the tree. And again, just turn from your belly button to the side, to the hips. Hands straighten a little bit. You're going to draw up water, essential nutrients, micronutrients into your body, into your trunk, and then expanding out through the canopy. Back to lower, embrace the tree. Turn the body to the side. Inhale. Gather up everything that you need to support life, and expanding out again. Turning from the waist. Inhale, drawing up. And back. And expand. So the breathing for this, but doesn't matter too much, is turn. Inhale. Pause the breath. Turn, exhale. Still breathing in and out through the nose. Pause, turn, inhale. Pause, turn, exhale. Pause, turn, inhale. Got Mr. Doodle joining us, my lovely neighbour's cat. Just see his tail making a cameo appearance, or catio. Lovely. So, well, let's just carry on with this flow. Tree sways in the wind. So imagine your feet are rooted into the earth. You're feeling stable, strong, resilient, yet flexible. So the liver helps to nourish the tendons and the muscles. It sort of invokes flexibility in the body. If we're stiff and rigid and pain, tension in our sort of muscles, and we can't stretch easily without it could be that there's a liver, just an imbalance in the liver meridian, or the liver organ itself in Chinese medicine, energetically. The emotions that are linked with the liver, so the negative emotions that can be held and stored in the liver, again, lower frequency, are anger, resentment, irritability, jealousy, envy. So we're trying to transform those into the positive, which are the higher vibration: kindness, gentleness, benevolence. Think about a trees in a wood or in a forest. Trees of a kind all support each other. They're all connected. They're constantly looking out for each other, nourishing the sick. Everybody benefits from the whole, but it's also about being creative and having our own unique expression in the world. So we need to be able to fully express ourselves creatively. Yes, we're not doing this in isolation. We're part of the whole. We're part of this huge ecosystem. So we're transforming anger, irritability, resentment, jealousy, and we're transforming it into our natural state of being, which is kindness and generosity towards ourselves and to others. And then we're going to go into the standing posture for the tree, for the wood element, which is my favorite. Embrace the tree. You float your hands up, face the palms of the hand where we have very powerful energy centers to the heart. Arms are rounded. Again, check your alignment, that you're forwards and you're in the center, tailbone tucked under, chin tucked in. Just take some deep belly breaths. 2 or 3. And drop into how you're feeling. maybe a little bit calmer, maybe more grounded, lighter, pulsy, tingly. There's no right or wrong, just notice how you're feeling now after doing all we've done. If you keep your left hand facing your heart, we're going to move into the fire element, summer now. Let the lower hand drop down below the belly button. This is called cloudy hands, and it's to lighten the heart itself. So we're going to shift the weight to the left leg, all the way onto the left leg. Turn from your belly button. Arms just naturally move round, and then swap your hands so that the bottom hand now faces the heart. The lower hand is down below the belly button. And then you shift the weight to the other side and then turn. And then you swap the hands around again. Shift the weight and turn. Shift the weight and turn. And then as you start to get towards the end of the movement, you know, maybe 3/4 of the way, you're starting to gently change position. But everything's soft and slow and gentle. So this is called cloudy hands. You can imagine different things. You might imagine the heart, this top hand is reflecting the heart, and it's like a cloud. And the cloud represents the emotions that pass through the heart on a daily basis. Hundreds of different emotions. And the lower hand is like a reflection of the cloud in water. So this bottom hand is just moving through a beautiful pool of water. It could be a lake, a river, a pond, anywhere where you sort of feel this sort of tranquility. And then just inhale in one direction, exhaling in the other direction. So if the heart is maybe a little bit out of balance, then the emotions, again, the lower vibration emotions of it's extreme would be hatred, but it can lead us to feel anxious, impatient, busy all the time. They're the main sort of emotions that can be held in the heart. So what we're trying to do is transform those emotions into our natural state of being, which is joy and love, unconditional love, compassion. We're just elevating. We're elevating our emotions. We're elevating our body. We're improving the frequency of the heart organ as well. Breathing in one way, exhaling the other. And once you've learned this, it starts to get a little bit easier to get into a gentle flow with it. So it's just, and it's like our hands are moving through the sea of chi. Lovely. And then just bringing our hands back to center. Close your eyes, just go inside and just gently pull your hands apart and bring them back together. This is kind of called lion plays with a ball. So our hands, just imagine big hands, feeling all the energy in your hands. And then you're just playing with this ball of energy, ball of chi. And you might want to expand it, squash it, and you can bring your breathing into it as well. Either inhale as you expand, exhale, or you might find you want to do it the other way. Inhale as you bring your hands together and exhale, just wherever you feel it most. And you might sort of feel this sort of clear energy, maybe a bit like plasma. I'm just going to extend the meeting, but carry on playing with the ball. Just drop into your center again. So just check your alignment. Keep the ball of energy between your palms. Just rock forwards and backwards. Find your center, side to side. Tuck the tailbone under, tuck the chin in. Take a deep belly breath. A couple of deep belly breaths. Inhale, feel the belly expand. Exhale, belly relaxes. And just notice how you're feeling. So we're now moving into the late summer, and the earth element in the body, which is on your right side, the spleen, the pancreas and the stomach. The spleen and pancreas are the yin organ. They can hold the emotions of worry, overthinking, rumination, going over, chewing an idea over and over and over. So we're trying to shift that in order to feel balanced and centered and fairness. So from here, imagine that you're stood in a pond. This is called pebble in the pond. You're going to send out positive ripples of energy. Hips go back, palms face down, and then you send out like a pebble on a pond. If you threw a pebble into a pond, all those ripples just go out and out and out and out, completely expanding. So as we're doing this exercise, thinking about perhaps your intention that you set at the beginning, put that in the middle of the pond. And as you give it attention, it will expand and magnify. You'll attract things to you, into your life, that will help you fulfill that intention. And it's reminding us that the world is the external world is a reflection of our inner world. So what we feel inside is reflected on the outside. So, you know, if we can uncover all these positive emotions in our internal organs, we will reflect that back into our daily lives. And it's also about, so it's about reminding us to think about our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, and what are we sending out into the world. So this is a lovely reminder. Okay, what I think will come back to me, and it will affect the world as well. So the more we can be in balance and in harmony and peace, feeling kindness and generosity, feeling joy and love and compassion towards ourselves and others, feeling balanced and centered and tranquil and peaceful. Inhale, gather, bring the energy into the belly. Exhale, hips go back, bend your knees, send out the positive ripples. Bring those positive ripples back in. Exhale. So again, breathing in and out through the nose. If it's uncomfortable to bend down too far, you can just, you don't need to bend your knees. You could just do it from a standing position and have the intention. You know, intention is everything. Intention comes first, thought comes first, and then movement. So that can even have a really positive effect on the body and the mind and the spirit and the soul. And perhaps if there's anyone that you'd like to send out some positive ripples to, you can put those in the centre of the circle. I'd like to include all the beautiful women who can normally come to our QiGong class, who can't be here today. So sending out positive energy to them. And it's amazing because when you have even more than like 2 people or more, the energy just magnifies, and it's amazing what we can do with the power of our mind, our intention. And just come back to your belly. Just hold your hands on your belly and just notice how you're feeling now. Take 3 deep belly breaths. Feel the belly expanding on the inhale. Relaxing on the exhale. And our last movement is called pulling down the heavens or pulling down the sky. Palms face forwards. Bend the knees a little. Inhale, and then raise the body, raise the legs. Inhale, float the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, just gently bring the palms down, facing the earth. Exhale down. Inhale, float the hands and the body up. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Exhale down. Inhale, float the hands up. Exhale down. That's making a soft hum sound as you bring the hands down. Inhale up. Inhale up, just a gentle hum down. We're just harmonizing, we're bringing all the energy back to our center. Because once we've done Qigong, we've done a lot of activation our Qi, we've stretched out tension, and we've warmed the body up. We've got everything flowing. You know, we've done shaking, it brings the Qi to the surface so that we can feel it. And then we flow with the energy to get it flowing through the meridians, through the organs, the reservoirs, the rivers of the body. And now we need to just make sure that it's all stored back into our lower dantian. This is the place where we store Qi. So it's in the lower abdomen. And we're just going to bring all the energy back there. Otherwise, we can maybe feel a little bit scattered, a little bit discombobulated. It's really important to bring the energy back to the center. And, you know, the Taoists say, or in Qigong, we say that in order to feel centered, there has to be energy at the center. So our practice is about building up this energy in the center so that we've got it when we need it. But also it helps to anchor the heart, anchor the mind, so that our emotions are calm, that we're not getting pulled off, that our mind isn't circling and spiraling. It's rooted as well. But we can't store energy as well in the heart and in the head. So that's why we come back to this lower cauldron. They call them cauldrons or dantians in Qigong. So we're bringing the energy back down to the lower dantian, which is just about 3 inches, 3 fingers breadth, 1.5 to 2 inches below the belly button, and then 1 inch or 2 inside the body. It's described as a pearl of white light. So all our practices are about building up our connection with this area, building up the luminosity of this pearl that we keep in the lower dantian. So this is pulling down the heavens, and it helps to balance the whole system and our whole being. You might want to imagine pulling in a violet light. This one is linked with the triple heater in Chinese medicine, which isn't actually an organ, and the pericardium, the heart protector. So they're not actually physical organs, they're energetic, but they help to sort of communicate with everything, balance hormones, linked with the fascia, the fascial system, and communicating, you know, keeping the lines of communication open, really. Let's just do one more deep breath in, expand to the universe, pulling in that infinite potential, bringing it down to the body. And then taking both feet together. For ladies, the center of the right palm goes just below the belly button, left hand on to feel it in place. Opposite way round for men, because we're different polarities. And then just relax, allow yourself to feel centered. Again, make sure the weight's even on between the forwards and the backwards, the side to the side. Feel that earth energy just falling up into your body, into your belly. Perhaps imagine roots going down into the earth, spiraling down 5 to 7 feet through each foot, so that you feel rooted. And then imagine drawing up the nutrients, the water, the energy from the earth, up the inside and backs of your legs into the belly. And then tuck the tailbone under slightly, put the chin in slightly, so that the crown of the head is in alignment with the universe. And just imagine this opening and drawing in golden light, the sunshine, energy from the cosmos, the stars, the galaxies, just spiraling that in through the crown of your head and bringing it back to your belly. And again, just reminding us that we are a conduit of this heaven and earth energy. Feeling clearness in the mind, calmness in the heart, grounding, centering, stability in the belly and energy. And just to go back to your intention, perhaps you've received some guidance, some wisdom from your body as to the steps you can take to feel however it is you'd like to feel. And then just making that intention, you're feeling the energy into your belly. Wrap yourself in a sphere of golden light. Ask for protection for the day ahead. Might be from your angelic team, maybe a guardian angel, maybe Archangel Michael protecting you in all directions, keeping your field clear. And a little smile at yourself. Just bring hands back to prayer position. Having gratitude for your body, your soul, your whole unique expression, and perhaps gratitude for the earth, the universe, and anything else you'd like to bring in. Oh, and then gratitude to each other for practicing together. I'm really grateful. And have a lovely, lovely weekend and week ahead. Thank you. Lots of love. Till next time.